Hello, welcome to our lesson on combination. Okay, we are done with permutation, and then we're going to look at combination. Okay, so when we talk about combination is also about selection of objects, okay, from a number of objects that are given. But here, arrangement may not matter. All right. So if I have combination of n objects and then selecting R at a time, okay, then that can be written as n combination R. So if I have combination of n objects and I'm selecting R at a time, then I can write as n combination R, which can also be written as n R. So when you see this, it is the same as the combination. All right. So n combination R, which can be written as n R. And what is n combination R? That is n factorial over R factorial, and then n minus R all factorial. So this is about what? This is how combination is. All right, so let's say I have 5 combination 3. How do I simplify 5 combination 3? 5 combination 3 was 5 factorial divided by 3 factorial, and then 5 minus 3 all factorial. And then watch how we are going to do it. Okay, so this will be 5 factorial all divided by 3 factorial. 5 minus 3 will give me 2 factorial, and then we know 5 factorial is what? 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, all divided by 3 factorial is 3 times 2 times 1, and then 2 factorial is 2 times 1. So this 3 times 2 times 1, we take this off. 3 times 2 times 1. So 2 will go into 4 how many times? 2 times 5 to 10. 10 over 1, and I'll get 10. So if I have 5 combination 3, then my answer is what? My answer is 10. And what we should know is that when you have this 5 combination 3 like this, okay, it is the same as, you see, I have 3 here. If I subtract 3 from 5, it will give me 2. So 5 combination 3 is the same as 5 combination 2. Okay. Anytime that you take the lower value and subtract from the upper value, okay, the combination of the numbers become the same. For instance, you have 6 combination 2. It is the same as 6 minus 2 give me 4. 6 combination 4. Alright. If I have 7 combination 1, it is the same as 7 combination 7 minus 1, 6. That is what we are talking about. If I have 8 combination 5, it is the same as 8 combination 8 minus 5, that will give me 3. Alright, so let me try this and then you see how it is. So we are saying that 5 combination 3 become the same as what? 5 minus 3 is 2, so 5 combination 2. That will be 5 factorial over 2 factorial, and then 5 minus 2 all factorial. So I'm going to get 5 factorial divided by what? 2 factorial. 5 minus 2 give me what? 3 factorial. You see, become the same as the 5 factorial, 3 factorial, 2 factorial, 2 factorial, 3 factorial. They are the same thing. Alright, so this is how combination is. So we are going to solve some few questions. So let's look at the examples here. These are our 2 questions. Once in November 2008, question 15b. We are going to go through all of them. Number 1, he said that what? N combination 2 is equal to 5. We should find the value of n. Alright, so what is our n combination 2? We know that this will give me what? N factorial over 2 factorial, and then n minus 2 all factorial equal to 5. Alright, so here, look and listen carefully. What we are going to do here is what? We know that when we have a factorial, the factorial is the same as what? We are multiplying the number by numbers less than or equal to this particular number. All right, that is natural numbers. Okay, so if I have n and I'm n factorial, that means n multiplying n minus 1 multiplying n minus 2 multiplying n minus 3. Okay, because I don't know the value of n, so I will not know where it will reach. But you have to know that with the denominator I have what, n minus 2. So you have to write the denominator in such a way that you can get a value to cancel the denominator, or if it's the denominator, get a value to cancel the denominator. So you have to get common factors of the factorial so that you can cancel out. And n factorial will be the same as n minus 1 n times n minus 1 times n minus 2 times n minus 3 and so on. So the moment I reach n minus 2 factorial, then I will stop so that I can cancel out. So see how we are going to do it. So I have n factorial is the same as n times n minus 1 times n minus 2. So I'll stop here because I can cancel down here. If I 2 factorial is what? The same as 2 times 1, which is 2. Then I have n minus 2 factorial. Okay, so 2 factorial is 3 times 1, which is 2. So this will cancel this. Okay, equal to 5. So I have what? My numerator as n minus 1 all over 2 equal to 5. And I have the numerator n times n squared, n times minus 1 minus n equal to 2 times 5, 10. Okay, so here we can have what? N squared minus n minus 10 equal to 0. Alright, so this is quadratic. So you can use your calculator and test and see what you are going to get. So coefficient of n squared is 1 minus 1 and then minus 10. Okay, so my n values, they are giving me what? N as 3.7 and another n value is giving me minus 2.7. Alright, so looking at the answers you have got here, with this you cannot use the normal factorization method. So you make sure that either you are going to use the formula or you are going to use what, the completing of square, and then you work it out. Okay, this has been taught in the channel. So but looking at the value here, n cannot be what? N cannot be negative. N can be negative, so we take the positive answer. Okay, and then with the combination we use what? We use a whole number. Alright, so we can approximate our n to what? Our n to 4. So we can say that therefore the value of n is what? Is 4. And the value here too cannot be negative. Is that okay? So let's go to question 2. Question 2. You have n plus 1 combination n minus 1 equal to what? 15. Alright, n plus 1 combination n minus 1 equal to 15. So what we are going to do is, we know that this one is what? N plus 1 all factorial divided by n minus 1 factorial. Then we have what? This minus this. Alright, so n plus 1 minus n minus 1 all factorial equal to 15. So this is what we are going to have. N plus 1 factorial divided by n minus 1 all factorial multiplying by this minus this all factorial, and that is what we have done here. Alright, so let me simplify the denominator here. So I have n plus 1 all factorial divided by n minus 1 factorial. So here n minus n. So if I open the bracket to the n minus n, and n minus n will what? Will be 0. Alright, so n minus n will be 0. And then 1 minus 1 will give me what? Will give us 2 equal to 15. I believe you get it. So if this, the negative one, so this become minus n, so n minus n. And this is 1 minus minus, so minus 1 will give me 2. So this is what we are going to have. Alright, then I have n plus 1 factorial, n minus 1 factorial. So you know, with factorial, as you are multiplying, the number of what will be to be reducing by 1 by 1 by 1. So I will have what? N plus 1 multiplying minus 1. So n plus 1 minus 1 give me n. And then n minus 1. The moment I reach here and I see n minus 1 here, then I have to stop because I can cancel out. Multiplying what? 2. Okay, so n minus 1 cancel n minus 1 factorial. Then this will be equal to what? 15. Alright, so this is what I'm going to have. Then n times n, or I'm going to have to, let me multiply the numerator. N times n will give me n squared. N times 1 will give me what? N. All over here is 2 equal to 15. So n times n is n squared, n times 1 is n. Alright. So I'm going to multiply 2 by here to give me what? N squared plus n. 2 times 15 will give me 30. So that n squared plus n minus 30 equal to 0. So n squared plus n minus 30 will be equal to 0. Alright. Okay, so let's see if you can use the normal factorization method. Here is n squared, multiply, the coefficient of n squared is 1, multiply minus 30 will be minus 30. 2 factors of minus 30, that will give me what? That will give me 1, not 2b. I think negative 5 and then positive 6. Negative 5 times 6 will give me negative 30. 6 minus 4 will give me 1. So I'm going to have what? N minus 5 and then n plus 6 equal to 0. So n minus 5 is equal to 0, which means n is equal to 5. Or n plus 6 is equal to 0, which means n is equal to negative 6. But take note here, the value of n cannot be negative. Okay, it should be positive. So therefore, the n is equal to what? N is equal to 5. So our value of n is equal to 5. This is so simple to solve. Alright. Let's look at the number 3, the last one. Number 3. Says permutation n equal to 24 into bracket 6 combination n. Okay, I believe you still remember permutation. Alright, so 6 permutation n is the same as what? 6 factorial over 6 minus n all factorial equal to what? 24 multiplying 6 factorial divided by what? N factorial multiplying 6 minus n all factorial. Okay, so this is what we are going to have. Alright, so let's see what we are going to get. Okay, so we are going to have what? Let's expand it. So we have 6 factorial divided by 6 minus n all factorial equal to 24 multiplying 6 factorial divided by n factorial 6 minus n all factorial. Alright, let's cross and multiply. So if you cross and multiply and see if you can get a common factor and cancel them. So let's cross and multiply. If you cross them, we are going to get to 6 factorial. Let's multiply n factorial multiplying 6 minus n all factorial equal to 24 multiplying 6 factorial multiplying what? 6 minus n all factorial. So if you cross and multiply, that's what we are going to get. So let's see if you can divide through by a common factor here. I have n factorial here. You don't have n factorial. Okay, I have 6 factorial, 6 factorial. So you can divide. And I have 6 minus n factorial, 6 minus n factorial. So we can see that divide through by 6 factorial and then 6 minus n all factorial. Alright. So we are going to have 6 factorial n factorial and then 6 minus n all factorial. So when I divide here by 6 factorial 6 minus n all factorial, okay, then 24 6 factorial 6 minus n factorial divided by 6 factorial 6 minus n factorial. So 6 factorial and then 6 minus n, this will cancel this, and then 6 factorial cancel, and then 6 and will cancel 6 minus n. I believe you get it. I'm going to have what? N factorial left here equal to 24. Alright, so n factorial left equal to 24. Okay, so I'm going to look for the value of n. So here, if I have n factorial equal to 24, then We know that n factorial is n times n minus 1 times n minus 2 and so on. If you mean to open this one, it will be difficult to solve this particular question. So what we have to do is to find a number of factorial that will give me what? 24. So what number of factorial will give me 24? So if you mean to use 2 factorial is 2, 3 factorial is 3 times 2, that will give me 6. 4 factorial, 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, 4 3 12, 12 times 2, 24 times 1, 24. So 4 factorial. So we can say that our what? It implies that our n factorial is equal to 4 factorial. You see, n factorial is equal to 4 factorial. Because the n factorial is what? Is 24. So it is 4 factorial. That will give me what? That will be the same as the 24. So that my n is equal to what? 4. Therefore, my n will be equal to 4. So what the n is what? Factorial. Okay. So it is 4 factorial here. 4 factorial. That will give you the 24. So your n is what? Is 4. So that when you put 4 here, it will become the same as the 24. So therefore, my n is equal to what? My n is equal to 4. I believe you get it. All right. So we have come to an end of this our lesson, and I believe you have learned a lot. We'll continue on combination. Make sure to subscribe and like. Bye bye.